call these snow diamonds. You get them at extremely low temperatures, and you can see it glistens and glints just like a real gemstone as you're driving along. I don't know why, but I just get such a buzz out of seeing them. A new knife. The materials in this are bur oak, maple, and a lapis lazuli gemstone, which I cut myself. This is an Arbotech Mini Shaper. It's actually quite expensive for what it is, but the tool is absolutely fantastic. You can do an awful lot with this you'd only dream of. As you can see, the profile is nearly matching, so that's good enough. We can really do some nice cleaning up on there. Rubber cleaning block. It is not often that we have bombs and explosions here in Norway, but on this particular day I went into Molde, and much to my surprise I heard that the bomb had gone off. I thought the town was going to be sealed off completely, but I came in about half an hour later and there were people wandering round, and I had a little word with a policeman who told me he reckoned it was some old dynamite that somebody was storing. Later on, the press said it was probably a wartime bomb which had been hit by a digger. But nonetheless, that was quite interesting. There is me on the NRK News. And there's me again.
Museumsbygg, kronen på verket, for åpnet.
Åpning av krona på verket betyr et tidsskille for Romsdalsmuseet. Vi går fra sesongdrift til helårsdrift. Vi kan ta imot publikum i flotte og tjenlige lokaler. Vi vil gi våre mange besøkende nye opplevelser og nye måter å erverve kunnskap på. Kjære statsminister, vår felles gamle sjef Jan P. Syse, han hadde et sitat som lyder slik: Satsa på et bygg som vi ønsket i seg selv skulle være en attraksjon. I dag...
This lovely gobbledygook is Schwitter's music. Gobbledygook, yes, it's been said many times that if you repeat gobbledygook enough in front of people, they will believe it. So perhaps at the time Schwitter's was gobbledygook, now it's very important. So Schwitter's Twitter. And here was the Prime Minister of Norway. Yes, sure, I knew she was coming, but I didn't expect to be sort of 4 or 5 foot away from her, but I was, and it was quite amusing.
Et bygg som slipper inn lyset, et bygg som varmes av norsk tre, og et bygg som altså rommer...
The new building for the Romsdalsmuseet is, like many in Norway, done by architects desperate to make their names. Unfortunately, they're all making the mistakes they've made before, or other architects have. This staircase is lethal.
I 2014, grunnlovsjubileet, så fikk jeg oppdrag fra Romsdalsmuseet å skrive et verk til en konsert som skulle fremføres på Veøya. Litt kroner på verket, det også. Litt. Ja. Statsminister, styreleder, direktør, alle ansatte, Romsdalsmuseet sine venner, og alle innbyggere.
So here's a little bit more of that wonderful staircase. I've been talking to a number of people who make staircases, and they say that this was tried well over 30 years ago. I bet you less than a year before they have to replace it.
This is our GoPro camera.
I have long wanted a camera which I could use on the bottom of the sea to show what the seaweed trawlers are doing. But up until now I've never felt, how should I say, wealthy enough to be able to afford one. First though, I thought that perhaps I should see if there was an alternative. So I checked eBay. Well, the first one that hit my eyes was one for about 15 quid. That's ridiculous. I mean, that includes postage from China. Anyway, I bought it and got it, and I was actually rather taken by the quality of the camera and the quality of the accessories, but the quality of the filming was, how shall I say, lacking. So I very carefully checked my finances, called in loans, and asked my fellow members in our environmentalist group if they felt that I should invest in this, and they all said yes, so I did. And yes, it was expensive, but the results under the sea, frankly, I'm astonished, absolutely astonished. Guess which camera this is? The fisheye takes a bit of getting used to, but this is not the major issue. The major issue with this camera is, does it work underwater? Does it work in low light? So as you can see here, the colours are vibrant, strong, and it responds extremely well to different conditions of light. The box this came in does not say SJ400. But the instructions actually do mention it. I've seen several videos which compare the SJ400 quite favourably with the GoPro, and frankly, I'm a little bit dubious. Yes, I know this is the cheapest of the cheap. This is not an SJ400, but if an SJ400 is as good as a GoPro, then I am gobsmacked.
Whereas the GoPro one is actually flat inside. So the question is, will this really stand up to 30 meters? So here we have a GoPro. Silver.
So here is the GoPro itself. I must admit, I get a great deal of joy opening packages and things, but this one did just seem a little bit more sort of excessive.
Looks like it's mostly in French. Yes, it is.
Now, the reason why I chose the Hero for silver was actually, after a lot of very careful study, I came to the conclusion this was actually probably the best one to use underwater.
Let's have a look at.
Coupled with that, it had a screen at the back so you could actually see what was being filmed. I think mostly one is used to seeing that. Perhaps it's not necessary because of the fisheye lens, but nonetheless, I felt much better with having that capacity. As the accessories on eBay seem monstrously cheap, many of the GoPro style accessories on eBay are ridiculously cheap. The price for many of these accessories in the GoPro shop is the equivalent of 20, 30, 40, even 50 or 60 quid. On eBay, these accessories are often in the region of 3 or 4 quid.
Right. What is that for? Most intriguing. Right.
I was very surprised to see the fittings and fixtures are actually interchangeable between the two. The only thing is that
GoPro.
the knockoff
is a
camera
cheap
is slightly
knockoff
larger
stand.
than the GoPro and won't fit in the GoPro
And this
case.
is actually the GoPro fellow. Cheap stand. Let's have a look. Yes. So that's the cheap stand on the GoPro camera.
This is my special patented outboard motor moving device. It took quite a bit of designing, but it works very, very well. I can now ship my outboard motor from the house to the boat in no time at all, and with very little effort. The 3 wheels on the trailer are awesome. This is the first trial of the camera. I just wanted to see the underside of my new boat. It was almost frighteningly good. I mean, look at this. This is this is just unbelievable. Really unbelievable. The quality is truly impressive. The Harbour Committee wanted a film of part of their dock, which is slowly collapsing. I stuck the camera, as you can see, on the end of a fishing rod and was able to get a really good photograph. Again, I was truly, truly astonished. There you go, and you can see the bottom there. A scenic shot, perhaps not so very impressive, but clear enough. First test in about 5 meters of water beside the boat in the harbour. That seemed to be jolly well, 100%, right down to the bottom. After this, it was a question of taking it much further out to sea to try 30 meters. 25 meters. Well, After the quality and astonishing clarity of this, I am almost at a loss for words. It is not only as good, but much better than I'd hoped. Here is the parrot stand for the camera. The upper part is made of wood, so it stays uppermost. It's quite heavy, but it seems to work very efficiently. This was taken about nearly 2 kilometers out to sea. Bathtub's doing well, motor's doing well, but it's bloody cold and it's wet and I'm going in. I've had enough. A very dear friend was having her piano tuned, and the piano tuner turned out to be a remarkably accomplished pianist. So I recorded him and asked him if he minded if I put it on YouTube. He said no and was delighted. This is it. The place is just packed with glorious musicians.
Du, får jeg lov til å ha den?
Hæ?
Han har tatt opp.
For meg?
Får jeg lov til å ha den?
Ja, gjerne for meg.
Kjempefin! Nå, unnskyld, kan jeg ha din navn igjen?
Harald Førde.
Kjempefin! Jeg har en liten dagbok som jeg setter ut, og hvis jeg får lov til å sette den inn, da blir det kjempebra.
Er det på Facebook, eller? Er det...
Nei, YouTube.
Nei, YouTube.
Ja, men det er nå... Oi.
Mange takk!